Hey guys, Adam here again. So I know most of us are going into exams, particularly the SEA exam coming up in a couple of days, and most of the others are either coming out of exams or in the midst of exams right now. So I thought for today's nugget, I'd throw a maths question at you. So look at the graphic on my screen, and it gives us some variables to work with, and then it asks us to solve this particular equation. So let's say now you give me this question, and for my answer, I just put 6 and I give you back the paper. If you were correcting this, how will you respond to this answer? Would you not just leave a question mark and ask me how? Because you see, the answer alone doesn't cut it. If you were correcting this paper, you want to know my process. You want to know how did I get to this particular answer, right? What was my working, right? You want to see that, otherwise you won't know. Even if you knew as a teacher that this answer was correct, you want to know how I arrived at this answer. And it's the same thing with God, and it's the same thing with life. So many times when we have a problem like this one, all we want is the answer, but we don't want to go through the process to get the answer. And God is not one just to give us answers blindly. He takes us through a process. So let's actually go through the process now of solving this question. All right. So we know that 2 bananas equals to 30, so we could definitely say 30 divided by 2. We know that 4 cherries equals to 20, so we could say that 20 divided by 4. And we know that 2 apples equals to 8, so we could say 8 divided by 2. So we could solve the values for each one of these as the question would ask us, because we're going through our working, we're going through our process. So we know that this is 15, we know that this is 5, and we know that this is 4. All right. So because we've gone through our how and we've gotten individual answers, all part of the process, we could solve this now. So this is 15, 5, 4. Now note here that we have some operators that we need to work with. All right. So the operators are addition, right, and then multiplication. So the rules of BODMAS will come into effect, and all we have is multiplication and addition. So we will solve the multiplication first, and then we will filter that into the addition. So 5 by 4 equals to 20 plus 15, and that will give us 35. So we know the answer is actually 35 and not 6, because we've gone through our process. So this is the same thing with life. You'll only know the truth, you'll only know the answer if you go through the process. God will take you through a process to get you to a particular place. Just like the children of Israel in the wilderness, he didn't just zap them from Egypt into the promised land. He took them through a process. So let me actually drop this at you as we close, right? Tell me, what is the value of this? So I am going to tell you that the value of this is equals to 10. I'm not going to give you any working. You tell me, drop it in the comments if this answer is correct. You work through the process and tell me if this answer is correct, and then you will understand the importance of finding correct answers by going through processes, because God is a God of process. Have a good